Hey everyone, I am ROOTqxc, and I have just grabbed a replay here. It looks like it's a ladder match. ROOTqxc against EGiNkA, and I'm pretty excited to see this game. See, they're friends already. Now, let me tell you a little bit about these two players. EGiNkA, an old friend from StarCraft 1, a really talented player. We haven't seen him do startlingly well so far, but definitely a Protoss player you have to look out for in the future. Very smart guy. I remember during the beta, out of all the Protosses that I was seeing outside of Korea, he was really staying on the edge of the metagame. So I'm excited to see him go up in a Terran vs Protoss match, or Protoss vs Terran from his point of view, against Root's very own QXC, one of the more accomplished Terran players from the North American server, and a very good player in his own right. An old StarCraft 1 player, not a real pro there, but definitely coming into his own in StarCraft 2. So the map is Xel'Naga Caverns, and we have down the bottom, of course, QXC being scouted very quickly by EGiNkA, scouting right after making that first pylon. And he's going to want to keep an eye on things. Looks like he wants to harass as well. A very quick player. Let's make sure that I'm not lying to you here. Well, not the quickest APM right now for both players. Well, 200, that's pretty good. But that's, of course, lower than StarCraft 1 APM. It's like a 40% or 35% difference. Anyways, EGiNkA's going to go ahead and see that there is a gas going up right away. That tells him a lot. That tells him it's not just going to be like a one barracks expand or a multi-barracks cheese with proxy barracks and stuff like that. Meantime, QXC going up towards EGiNkA's base. Over at EGiNkA's base, we do have a quick gas. You're always going to see that in this matchup. But we're not going to see a whole lot of stuff going on before we have a Stalker out and a Marine out. Because once those are out, they can actually chase away the scouts, such as this probe here that will be chased away pretty soon by the Marine. And, ooh, a nice little surround here. Will he get it? Oh, no, the probe does get out, but he's going to have to run right now because that Marine's about to pop. And anyways, as I was saying, you get that probe out of there, then you can actually go ahead and tech up. So it looks like deep on the edge of the base. Smart move. Can see any pylons down here for future warp-in rushes. But now it's time to see what tech we're going to see from QXC. Is it going to be a factory? It looks like it is. He is pulling up a lot of gas here. And as this meal comes back, he should have enough minerals to make it. And there you go. So he has a couple Marines out, going to keep pumping Marines. The second gas is going to be the important thing we look for here. Now the Stalker, just starting for EGiNkA, has this probe down here. Did not make any Zealots, so he's just up to 21 probes right now. And warping in, boosting in with the Chrono Boost, that Warp Gate upgrade as well as the Stalker. And the SCV is going to want to leave as the Stalker does pop out of here. Look at that, he tricks him into thinking he went outside the base. You even see the Stalker rallied out, but actually QXC looped back in with his SCV. So he's going to be able to scout a little bit later. And a very fast Nexus for EGiNkA. I really like this play. Very quick Nexus with just one gateway. And that's going to allow him to suddenly power up. And if he doesn't get attacked very early, which against factory play normally you will not be, that's going to allow EGiNkA to, get a nice economy going. So we see right now QXC, he doesn't know yet, making that bunker. Wouldn't need that if he scouts, but he is sending this out and scouting. Okay, so he's an additional 2 gates. No additional gas. And the Stalkers are actually down here, so he may go ahead and end up scouting this expansion. Looks like the Stalker got 1 kill. Little Marine coming out, and QXC going to wall in with this this factory, so he'd have to run all the way around the bunker. Wants to scout the Hellion, but good stopping that with the Stalker there. Now QXC has scouted the Nexus. He knows exactly what's going on. I love EGiNkA's build here, going to a 3 warp gates so he has enough units, and also going to a robotics facility. Really making bare minimum units at this point in the game so that he can actually he can powering up, of course, making a bunch of production facilities at once so you can really take hold of this new economy. Now QXC doing some good harassment, but look at this, he is researching Banshee cloaking as well as getting that Banshee. But EGiNkA, he is on top of things. Look at that, robotics facility going up and a Stargate. So if he gets a quick Phoenix out as well as an Observer, he's going to be able to deal with these Banshees very well as long as his Observer is not across the map. But that is definitely something that can happen. Now QXC looks like he's going to wait for 2 Banshees. Notice this isn't rallied around anywhere. Yeah. No? No. No one likes to wait for 2 Banshees nowadays, but sometimes when you do wait for 2 Banshees, you do a lot of damage. Guess he just wants to get up there at the time cloaking is finished and start doing his damage. ROOTqxc adding the command center, getting his reactor here for the barracks. And I like this. This is very interesting to me. Maybe see some siege tanks out of ROOTqxc. We haven't seen a lot of those in Terran vs. Protosses, especially in the GSL that I commentate. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do with that. Is making another Banshee. And kiting this pylon instead of going straight for the probes might be a little bit of a problem there because EGiNkA had plenty of time to get those probes out. And do we have an observer? Let's take a look-see. There is an observer out. And it's coming back. There it is. Cloaked for the Banshee. Only 1 kill so far, though. As the observer comes out, ROOTqxc's Banshee doing very minimal damage, just causing some lost mining time. Getting that last shot in. Not a lot of hit points left, though. He's going to want to run away. Cool that he's falling with this, but if there's another Banshee coming, could be a little bit risky. We do see another... Oh, look at this. He's EGiNkA playing very smartly, making that second observer so that if another Banshee comes, he is safe. And, in fact, rallying behind his main mineral line to watch out for any shenanigans by the Banshees. We do have a single Phoenix out right now. There it is. It's looking for that Banshee, which is right here. And will he kill it? We'll have to see. There aren't any Marines around here, but he does cloak, using up a lot of energy, so good use of that Phoenix still. Repairing up the Banshee. ROOTqxc, well, looks like he is getting his expansion up. He's got that siege tank out. Very interesting. No siege mode, but does have 2 siege tanks. Making a lot of Marines, making some, well, no Marauders yet, but getting that combat shields and also the stem. But let's take a look over here. ROOTqxc trying to take out some probes. 3 of them going down before losing that Banshee. So right now, EGiNkA has to be feeling pretty good about his play. He's pretty safe. He's got that expansion up very quick, getting the Twilight Council now. Oh, I really like that play. He's got all tech up right now, which would seem risky, but ROOTqxc has teched and expanded, which means he can't attack. You only do 2 of the 3. So there's tech, attacking, and expanding. You never want to do all 3 at once. So EGiNkA pretty safe to just tech up as he wishes. Now ROOTqxc making a lot of units. Let's take a look at the supply. It's 80 for EGiNkA, 73 for ROOTqxc, so they're keeping it very close together. And the unit count, 45 probes against 38 SCVs and 3 mules out right now. So their income going to be pretty similar. EGiNkA's army does contain this Void Ray, the fear of the Void Ray, the fear of the Banshee. These really scary flying units for these 2 races. You got to be careful when your opponent has them. Now we do see Immortals popping out and Zealot legs being made. So he's going to have charge for Zealots, up those speed quite a bit. And I love that against Terran, I have to say. Especially when you have siege tanks being made, which EGiNkA does know about. You know, he has Immortals coming out as well as Zealots in charge. He's going to make siege tanks not very useful. Even the Phoenix can lift up the siege tanks in siege mode, so they aren't going to be the most useful things. Now ROOTqxc going up the side of the map with this Banshee. Wants to get some harassment damage done in there. And I'm very interested to see exactly what ROOTqxc has planned here. Throwing up another couple barracks a little bit later. Interesting that he's throwing this up now after making all these units. As well as some missile turrets. So I think we're going to see a 2-base timing from him. Could be wrong, but we will see. Now EGiNkA, will he see this Banshee coming? Cloaking before hitting the pylon. Cool move there by ROOTqxc. And it looks like I think he's going to be able to kill some probes here. There we go. He is going to go ahead and start taking out some probes. EGiNkA going to have to run back here. Going to have to bring his observer up. 3 kills on this Banshee already. Where's that observer? There it is, a little bit behind, and he is running away. The observer, a little bit slower than the Banshee. So, he's got to be careful about that. Now, getting Storm upgrade, and, oh, the Banshee being left there because here comes the army of ROOTqxc. He is sieging up and pushing forward. He has combat shields, he has stim, but this is a scary army. The Zealot legs, they are done. And here we go. EGiNkA's going to run in here. Siege tank's not doing a lot of damage to those Immortals, but good stimming, good targeting by ROOTqxc, using these force fields to his advantage. But, oh man, EGiNkA just has way too much here. A really good unit composition, and it looks like he's going to take out the entire army of ROOTqxc. And EGiNkA going to go into the lead here. Look at this supply. Very close but he has killed the army of QXC, so QXC can't really do another attack right now. Looks like, in fact, getting another factory with a tech lab. Looks like he wants to make a lot of siege tanks and a lot of Marines with a few Marauders as well. EGiNkA is still on 2 base, so, you know, he's not going to be able to, you know, fully take advantage of the lead he just got there, but he does have Size Storm finished. Going for the Kyderis Amulet right afterwards, going to make his Templars warp in with enough energy for Size Storms. When you mix Immortals, Zealots with legs, as well as Size Storm, and just the singular little cute Void Ray there, that's going to do a really great job against the unit composition we're seeing from QXC, which is a lot of Marines and a lot of Siege Tanks. Looks like he is taking another base, and in fact he has pulled ahead in supply. Pretty interesting there. And now EGiNkA going to take this extra base. But, you know, EGiNkA just, I love the units that EGiNkA is making here. You know, QXC, he's on top of his production. Looks like he is getting that Ghost Academy now as well. Wants to deal with the High Templars and the Immortals, a very good choice. But he's going to want to get up here and look at this. Nice. He's going to set up a couple bunkers in strategic locations, as well as some missile turrets. And that's going to help him a lot, because Xel'Naga Caverns can be a hard map at times for Terran, for Protoss against Terran, when Terran takes this location and makes a planetary fortress. Very hard to attack into the little choke for planetary hitting everything. And when you come out here, Terran can get a nice spread, a very good arc against your much smaller arc. So I like what QXC is doing here. I like the Siege Tank play as opposed to Vikings, which we've been seeing so much in the Korean scene. So props to QXC for that. But EGiNkA keeps on pumping out some Immortals. He has a good number of Zealots. He does have High Templars as well. And they have their energy for Storm. But against Bunkers, not going to be nearly as good. Here we go. The Zealots just rushing in. And no Storms quite yet. But there we go. Storming right on those Marauders. And he is getting right into the brink of that battle. But QXC coming up here with another group. Not really attacking in yet. He needs to move this over there. And attacking, if he had been attacking that whole battle, would have been much more one-sided, but QXC is going to hold off EGiNkA's attack quite well here. And this High Templar, kind of funny, going to be taken out by the Planetary. So QXC attacking up now, but there are a lot of Size Storms ready for him, and he is smartly going to back off there. Very interesting the way this game is going so far. Let's take a look at the supplies. EGiNkA is down 96 to 118. QXC, even though losing several attacks, just crushing that one attack we just saw from EGiNkA. A little bit foolhardy by him, but it looks like both are going to have their third bases, their gold bases up. I love QXC's position here, though. Look at the sensor tower. You can see any incoming attacks from both of the normal attack paths that EGiNkA has. So QXC has to be feeling pretty confident right now, especially as his supply goes up and up and up. Now, EGiNkA, he has every tech route. And he's even going to go for a second robotics and a robotics bay. So he wants to get Colossus out, want to get that thermal lance as quickly as humanly possible. And once he has, you know, the duo of High Templars with Size Storm as well as the thermal lance on the Colossus, he is going to just rip and shred through Marine Marauder armies. So that's what he's going for. But QXC being very smart, taking this fourth base, as you see, taking out these rocks, building the command center to float over. And he is playing beautifully here, I have to say. Really diversifying his tech at this point. He's got, ooh, he's even making some Hellions now. I like. He has that blue flame out. And against the very Zealot-heavy army of EGiNkA, those blue flame Hellions are going to do ridiculous amounts of damage. But EGiNkA has a good amount of cannons. Cannons can be very useful against Terran in this game, unlike StarCraft 1. Really helps to hold off Marine Marauder and helps you get those storms off that you need. Doesn't let them micro against you very well. So EGiNkA's setting up very safely, taking his fourth base, and QXC's going to want to fly this over there immediately. Now we do see Thermal Lance is on the way, so are a bunch of Colossus. Meantime, QXC getting every upgrade in the book. Oh my god, quite a few. Let's look at the supply. QXC really pulling ahead in supply. It's 172 against 129, but a lot of that is Marines. So those are going to die very quickly to Size Storms and Thermal Lance. We'll have to see if he can use this superior supply to his advantage. But he is not ready to attack yet. Definitely wants to get this fourth base down. Will he take a fifth base? I don't think so. Look at this, going around. Check in for any pylons that would warp in High Templars for Size Storm or stuff like that, or Zealots in the mineral line. Smart move there to to do that. Now both just kind of sitting calmly, and look at this, a nice drop by QXC coming up. Probably wants to try to take out this Nexus if at all possible. There is a cannon here to help stave that off. Let's see, EGiNkA bringing over a huge amount of units. And a Side Storm going down there. Not going to be able to do a whole lot with this drop. But, oh, he might take out some High Templars. Morphing into an Archon there, but the Stalkers come in to chase it away, killing that medevac, and they'll be able to take out these Stalkers pretty easily, especially the Archon backup. So we see another Planetary. I love this on the fringe. This is a hard-to-defend expansion for Terran right now. He really has to get out of position, go down there and defend it, so makes that Planetary. Has these Blue Flame Hellions down there to stop any little run-ins. Has his bunkers loaded up, has a couple missile turrets. I really do like QXC's play here. I love this tank-heavy play, adding in a lot of Hellions as well to deal with those speed zealots that are just so good against everything else that he has. So really, QXC right now shoring up all his inefficiencies. Let's look at the unit count, but ooh, EGiNkA right now with 5 Colossus and 2 High Templars. Of course, he can warp them in immediately for Side Storms because he does have that amulet, the Kaidaran amulet, or however you pronounce that. So this is getting pretty exciting. We have +2 attack, +1 armor for QXC. On the other hand, EGiNkA has 1-1. Oh my, oh my, oh my. We're going to be seeing... well, maybe not. I wouldn't attack into those siege tanks. I don't care what you have. That is scary. They even have +1. And it looks like we're going to see a very careful push forward by QXC. Even has some ghosts out here. 4 ghosts right now out of he has 7 ghosts total, in fact. And his army is just this really sick composition. But EGiNkA wants to attack. Will he be going in? Oh man, beautiful EMPs. And EGiNkA decides to turn around. QXC just crushing through that first little wave. He doesn't want to get too close, so has to draw this army back into the siege tanks. And, oh, another nice EMP. QXC, very good control so far this game. But EGiNkA going to be able to harass quite a bit with these crazy Walker Colossuses. Can walk right in that main base if he wants, but these siege tanks getting closer. And he's got to be careful, got to stay out of that very crucial siege tank range right there. In the meantime, EGiNkA is taking another base, so he wants to go up 1 base. But now, finally, we do see some Vikings popping out from QXC. He's been relying more on the siege tanks to deal with this army composition. But I gotta say, I am loving the QXC style right now. It is so refreshing after watching so many Terran vs. Protoss matches on the Korean server where it's just Marine, Marauder, Viking every single game. So really awesome and a much more unique style coming out of QXC. But EGiNkA's army, it is scary, especially these 3 dancing Colossus. Wow, that's quite a dance that they have going on right there. Ooh, air weapons going up for EGiNkA. Let's take a look at his production facilities. Interesting. He does have the fleet beacon, so we definitely could see carriers coming out. We could see a mothership coming out. I would not mind seeing a mothership. I think that unit can be useful in a game like this, for sure, because how are you ever going to attack into this? QXC is doing such a good job of defending. He's being so patient, and it looks like in the meantime, EGiNkA going to take out this command center. But EGiNkA is going to lose a few bases because his army is way out there. Now, will he attack into the bases of QXC, or will he try to defend? This Void Ray coming down, going to die very quickly, these 2 Marines. But here we go. It looks like he's going to be able to very easily take out this base of QXC. Those couple siege tanks in the Planetary, not nearly enough in this situation. But this missile turret, does some pretty sick damage to that Colossus, and he's going to want to back up pretty quickly here. Could hit all these SCVs if he wants, but he is going to lose a lot of Nexus. Look at this. Oh, I love this play by EGiNkA. He has a lot of cannons up here to stall out any attacks. Warps in these High Templars to deal with these Marines and Marauders and Medevacs. They are not going to be able to get up there nearly as easily. EMP flying up, using those Templars to make an Archon, because they aren't useful without energy. Alright, now we see QXC trying to push forward. EGiNkA, though, a sick amount of Colossi, and he is just plowing through right now. Will he be able to make it through? Nice EMP. Keeps EMPing the Immortals. That's very important. So many siege tanks in play. But EGiNkA's army, it is so fearsome right now. Let's look at the supply. It looks like right now EGiNkA has taken the lead with 145 against 120, bringing in his High Templars and Archons from the side. And he just has only high-quality units left, almost no base units, and running from just a handful of Hellions. But right now, EGiNkA has this income here. He can go ahead, send some probes down to gold as he is doing. In the meantime, QXC, he's lost basically all his bases. He has these few gold patches left, and he's having to float over his natural command center. So that's kind of scary, and decides to float it back. Interesting. I guess he wants the gas or something. Or he notices he has this command center. He's like, oh, no, I'll just float this over. No, I'll go back. A little bit indecisive there. But EGiNkA right now, he's got the better economy. Probably a good time to expand back to there. These Colossus have done so good damage. I mean, against all that EMP, it was a beautiful switch over to go a lot of these. And now he has, oh my, the EMPs are going to rip these Archons apart if he can hit them. But it is time. EGiNkA is pushing forward. Got to take a look at this unit count. 4 High Templars and 6 Colossus. 5 Archons. So he is pushing forward. Nice Side Storms on those Siege Tanks, preventing this little Bionic Ball from really going in there doing that extra damage. And just so many Side Storms. Siege Tanks wasting a lot of blasts on the Immortal. And he decides to back up before getting this full line of Siege Tanks. And obviously, a very good move there by EGiNkA. It's starting to look a little bit hard for QXC, but look at this, a ton of mules going down. So he's going to replace his economy so fast. Look at that, 6 mules mining from this expansion. He's going to be able to mine that out pretty quickly. So we got to take a look at this income tab just for giggles. With all those mules down, he goes up to 2,000 for a moment, above the 1,500 to 1,600 of EGiNkA. But EGiNkA's economy is about to be cut very, very sharply, because he is losing all these gold patches. Is getting this extra Nexus, though. Still mining from up here. Not getting the gas, though, right now. He is a little bit low on gas. But still, with all of these Colossus, I feel like QXC right now really needs some Vikings. But he does have so many Siege Tanks, and those are going to do a good job as well. So we'll have to see. Is EGiNkA going to attack into here? These Zealots are going to be the key. They can tank a lot of damage as they run towards the Siege Tanks. And here we go, the Siege Tanks hitting those poor Zealots, and the Zealots falling so quickly to them that the Colossus decide it's time to turn around. The correct choice, but EGiNkA is really making it hard for QXC to get up into this region. Now, we do see a lot of Immortals being made, quite smartly by EGiNkA. He's stopped on his Colossus, just keep those as backups. And a couple High Templars making their way up here. Maybe he thinks there's some sort of drop on the way. But anyways, these Immortals, he's going to want a very Immortal-heavy army. They're more important than any other unit right now against these Siege Tanks. But the problem is these Ghosts. If he can EMP them quick enough, it's going to be a problem. So, we have these Siege Tanks moving up. May siege up this gold area again, this little pathway. And stimming these Marauders and few Marines. A lot of Colossus coming in. Right now, the supply we see, QXC at 120, 164 for sorry, EGiNkA, not Hydra. 4-letter I names from EG, so sue me. And we do see that EGiNkA not going to take that base. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I missed a storm drop over here. Oops. I guess that's why those High Templars were over there. They were going to jump into a War Prism. But it looks like it is time to push up into EGiNkA's other bases. Now, this medevac is very low energy, so the High Templars are not going to be able to feed back it away. It can spot for the high ground if he wants, but looks like he wants to go for this expansion instead. A lot of cannons warping in there to buy some time. Zealots being warped in to go with those Stalkers, those Immortals. And a Carrier is out. Awesome to see. In fact, making another Carrier right now. The Carrier actually going to do beautifully. There's so little that hits air over here. We have the 4 Ghosts in that, and just a handful of Marines, 3 Marines. So that Carrier can actually do a lot of damage with beautiful EMPs all over the Immortals. And it looks like EGiNkA may trash right through this part of the army. But will he want to walk up to those? Probably not. Just clear out what he has here, bring the Carrier forward, and try to do your damage with that. But he keeps going and loses a lot of units to the Siege Tanks. But if he takes out these Siege Tanks, this is the backbone of QXC's army. And with that Carrier out now, against this very Siege Tank heavy play, something I think players should be trying out a lot against Terran. If they have a very heavy Siege Tank play, a Carrier is going to be absolutely beautiful against that. Obviously, if they went Viking instead, then Carrier not going to be nearly as good. Probably still not too bad, though. So we see right now QXC he's in trouble. He's got 86 supply against the 150 of EGiNkA. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a GG pretty soon here, as this is the last mining base of QXC. His army right now is down to mostly Marines, throwing in some Vikings, but you know, these Colossus seem like they could probably just win themselves from here. Going up to the back high ground. Oh my, here we go. QXC decides this is going to be the last place, the last battle. Here it is, and the Thermal Lance just absolutely tearing apart the army of QXC. He no longer has a good unit composition to fight, and that is it, man. It looks like that is it. GG, QXC GG's, and awesome game there. EGiNkA takes down QXC in just a fun little ladder match. Thanks for watching.